Hello guys, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my YouTube channel and welcome yet another to another episode of Men Matter Too. And today we are diving deep on something that is so much misunderstood and most of the time it is misdiagnosed, the male depression. Most of the time it will not show out as tears as so many people will expect it to show out. Most of the time it just show out in anger and so much aggression. So we want to learn about what is this behind the men anger or men aggression. So welcome to our fourth episode, which is signs of male depression or what is behind the male anger. Welcome. Depression is mostly revealed by sadness, loneliness, and a lot of tears. But in men, it is a very different case. So in men, it will reveal as anger or irritability. Sometimes it reveals as a withdrawal from their social life or what they really love doing. They start withdrawing from that. Another time it will reveal as emotional numbness. Someone is not able to express whether they are feeling happy or whether they're feeling angry or sad about something. Then also being on the edge, like feeling fed up at all times. And this is why male depression is the most difficult thing to be able to easily diagnose or to be able to conclude that this person has depression. So let us look at what are these danger signs that we need to look into a man for us to be able to tell that this man is depressed or this man is getting into depression. So number one of that is working non-stop. Men will want to put their minds or their efforts somewhere where they are tied up so that they don't have time to express their emotions. Okay, so you find that a man who is employed or a man who is working, he will tend to, when he's depressed, he will tend to spend a lot of hours at work or long hours at work. Maybe he will just wish even the traffic can be long or can be delayed so that he can take a lot of time there, so that he doesn't get outside where he can meet other people. Okay, so that is one way of that is a danger sign that a man might be getting into depression, overworking or taking long times in the working places. Another thing is risk behavior taking or risk taking behavior. So like we find that a man will start when a man is driving, maybe a man will all of a sudden increase the speed more than the speed limit of the vehicle because he's feeling so much into him, and now because he cannot express and he cannot talk it out, so he tends to all of a sudden increase the speed of the vehicle because after all he's feeling like he's at the edge of everything, and he's feeling like he's so much fed up with everything maybe that is happening around him. And also others will start from nowhere will start being so aggressive. So if you are a woman, you realize that when you're talking to your man, all of a sudden he cannot reply to you calmly as he used to. Okay, so all of a sudden he's shouting at you. So he's not shouting at you because he's mad at you or he's mad at whatever you're telling him or whatever you're asking him at that specific moment, but it is because he's so much depressed and his brain and his mind is so much so much heavy. So he's just that anger, he's just unleashing whatever is inside him through that anger or through that aggression. Another danger sign is sudden frequently taking alcohol and substance abuse. Maybe this is a man who is not an alcoholic. Then all of a sudden he starts taking alcohol, and he's not just taking alcohol just one day and stopping, or 2 days of stopping. He becomes a frequent alcoholic or a frequent maybe drug user. So that is also another way because he's remember in our previous episode we were talking about the bottle to the from the bottle to the breakdown. So a man tends to use that alcohol or that drug addiction, so that he's trying to get over whatever he's going through. Okay, so that is also a danger sign that this man is getting into depression. Then another thing is throwing some statements, some suggestive statements. Okay, let's take an example. Maybe you are with a man and maybe you are watching a movie which is involving maybe a man who is around a lot of issues, or maybe even a lady who is who's there is a lot of issues happening around her, and then he'll just drop a statement like, "Ah, if it were me, people could still survive without me," or what is the point of doing all this? Okay, or maybe you are in between a conversation, not only you as spouses, but even that man in somewhere in a group, and he's dropping statements like, "But what's the point of this?" So he's not asking what is the point of this on the current context of happenings or of the situation, but he's asking what is the point of this in whatever I'm going through. I mean, I'm going through a lot. I am so depressed. I'm so stressed. What is the point of all of this? So he's feeling irritated. He's just feeling some kind of anger, and he's feeling like things are just he's above like he's at the edge of everything. So that is why he drops these statements. And most of the times, by the way, when he's dropping these statements, he is not in his own conscious mind. He's dropping these statements, he's stating these statements unconsciously. Like, even if later on you ask him what was all that about, and then he'll be like, "What do you mean?" Then you ask him, "What were you saying? You were asking what's the point of all of this? Didn't you see the point of whatever we were discussing?" And then he'll be like, "Oh, I said so." Like, he cannot remember because he was saying that subconsciously, not in the conscious mind. Okay, so that is also another very danger sign of that this person is getting into depression. Then the last point, maybe we can say that a man is getting into depression, or a man is depressed, is losing interest in his normal things, like his normal life, his best things, his hobbies. You find that this man is getting like he's lacking interest in them. He cannot find peace anymore in whatever he does. He cannot find happiness. He cannot find joy anymore, or fun anymore in whatever he loves doing. So if it is a man who loves driving, all of a sudden he doesn't want driving. He even prefers taking a cab maybe to work, or rather even taking a matatu to work. Okay, if this is a man who is used to going to watch football, like he doesn't want to go watch football anymore. So he's just coming maybe to the house and doing some other things. And the main thing is, maybe most of the times whatever he does, the hobbies that he does, or whatever he loves doing, maybe he will go and meet up people outside there. But remember, he's distressed. He has a lot of so much things, and he doesn't want to go outside so that people don't question him on or whatever, or on whatever he's going through. So these are red flags in our men, and unfortunately, these are things that are very much tricky to recognize or to note. So what do we do about it? What we need to do is, number one, once you note these things, or once you realize, like, once you note that these things are happening, you just need to start this man on a healing process. Okay, and remember, these things are not easily noticeable. Even the men themselves will not realize that they are going through this. They will not even realize that they are stressed up. They will not realize that they are showing up so much anger and so much aggression. So it is so much difficult for you to be able, for a person to be able to start a healing process, whereas they don't recognize, or they don't really accept that they are sick or they are not feeling well. So the first thing is to let this man know, and let this man understand that he's not well, that his mental health is not so much well. Let this, and you need to be so much calm with this person. You need to be so much gentle when dealing with such a person. So number one, when you realize that you have these things, maybe before even you get some professional help, the first thing is just let this man, in a humble way and in a very gentle way, let this man understand that something is wrong. So you can maybe try by asking an open-ended question. Remember, we discussed this before. Always ask open-ended questions so that this man doesn't feel like you're nagging him, or doesn't feel like intimidated. So you can like ask, hi, oh my dear, I have noticed that nowadays you have so much anger. Of late, you're getting so much angry easily. Are you sure you are okay? Are you sure everything is okay? So with that, even if he doesn't, and remember, you have to be patient with them. So you don't expect an answer immediately. You don't expect this man to give you that reply or that response immediately. So what you'll do, you'll just be silent. Let this question sink into him, sink deep down in his mind. So when he's just seated somewhere alone, that thing will come, that question will be lingering in his mind, and he will be like, by the way, what did my wife ask me? Why did she have to ask me whether I am okay? She told me that of late I have been so much angry. So he will start maybe thinking about what has been happening lately, trying maybe to find out whether it is true that he has been angry, or showing some kind of anger or aggression. Okay, so during this thinking and rethinking, this is the time that this man maybe will realize it is true, something is not well. And this is the first step. Once he realizes that it is true, that is the acceptance point. He has already accepted that it is true, I am not okay. So now you still need to give this man time, enough time for him to be able to digest that, and to be able to make his own decision to get help. Remember, this is a man. This is a man who doesn't even have emotional vocabulary, as we mentioned in the previous episode. This is a man who doesn't want people to see him as a weak person. He doesn't want to portray his vulnerability among other people, or publicly. So you have to be very gentle with him. So once he realizes that it is true, or he accepts that it is true, something is not happening, then normalize a normal conversation, and a real conversation, day by day, day by day. Okay, so when you wake up in the morning, or even during the day, try to ask him, how are you feeling today, by the way, how is everything? You see, let him create a safe space for him, so that you see whether he can try to share out things. And if he cannot still share out things, maybe now you can suggest to him that it is time to get some kind of professional help. Get some kind of professional help. Maybe try to advise him to go for a counselor, go for a counseling session, go get a doctor to talk to, go get a nurse to talk to, or even go get a closer friend. Okay, if he cannot open up to you, you can suggest maybe he tries to find a friend, a close friend, so that you can maybe talk it out. But remember, when a man is depressed, we already have depression, professional help is the most, it is the best thing. So advise them to find maybe a psychotherapist or so. Then also, do not judge. Okay, do not judge that this man has been doing this man has been doing this, I know this and this. And funniest thing, by the way, I want to tell people that nowadays, okay, not nowadays, but most of the times, you will find people saying, my husband is nowadays pretending hard to deal with. He's trying to portray a hard to deal with, a hard nut to crack. Little do you know that he's not pretending to be a hard nut to crack. This is depression. It is depression that is buried inside him. It is depression that is inside that anger that you're seeing. So once you realize, or once you notice that your man is of late, or your man from nowhere, he has some anger issues. He's so much, he's showing portraying so much aggression. That is the first time, or that is the point to start this man on a healing process. So do not judge them. Do not judge them that they are pretending to be a heart a hard nut to crack, or no, don't judge them that they're pretending to be so hard to deal with. No, try to find out what is this that is giving him this aggression and this anger. Then also, normalize having conversations with this person. Okay, and the more you normalize having some deeper conversations with him, also show him that you are creating a safer space for them, so that they can eventually be able to talk out whatever they are going through. Okay, so if you are a man who is watching this, remember your anger, or all of us, let us remember that anger can be pain, so much pain that is hidden, or that is worn in a mask of that anger. Okay, so anger can be so much pain that is hidden in between a mask. Okay, so let us always be on the lookout before we judge. And if you are a man that is watching this, okay, please know that your emotions do valid yes, they are valid. Okay, your emotions are valid, so do not fear, do not fear to show out your emotions. And if you are not broken, you as a man who is depressed, you are not broken. You are just a human being who is vulnerable, and it is so much acceptable. Okay, so do not die in silence. Okay, do not die in silence. This is what we are insisting in on this all of these episodes on and in our entire series of Men Matter Too. Okay, so let us we as men, let us normalize having conversations, let us normalize doing what we love, let us normalize going out and doing 1 2 3 with other people, so that we also other people, remember, when you're meeting also people will be able to note that maybe there is something that is happening with you. So guys, if you're watching this, thank you so much, and kindly remember to share this video to a man out there, so that they can be able to learn this, and they can be able to find ways in which they can adopt to whatever they're passing through, or rather they can also get courage to, or to start the healing process of their whatever they are going through, mentally and socially, and also in all aspects. So thank you so much for watching this, and until our next episode, kindly drop a comment to encourage our men here, then also like, subscribe and share. Okay, so thank you so much, and until our next episode, bye.